Hello children, welcome to our 8th social class. Children, in the last class we started the topic that public administration. I told you what is public administration. Public administration in the sense that we in the sense we the citizen, how we ruled and managed by the government. That is a public administration. And who was the father of public administration? That was Woodrow Wilson. He was considered as the father of a public administration. And Alexander Hamilton, he was the first one who used the word public administration. And we learned the importance of a public administration. That was as public administration is pillar to the government, and it serves various function in the interest of the public, and it implement of a law and policy. It will help to implementation of a law and policy, and it necessary to protect social security, and also it support the legislature and executive. These are the importance of a public administration. Children, remember here, suppose if it is asked for 2 mark, you can just write any 2 or 3 heading of a importance. Suppose if it is asked for 4 mark, you have to write the explanation about the importance. First you have to write the heading, and below the heading you have to write the explanation. That was the procedure for writing 4 mark question. It is not only for public administration, children. For all 4 mark question I am telling. Okay, remember it. Now let's go to the another topic in public administration, that how. Suppose, see, now we understood that what is the public administration, right? It means that ruling of a government, right? And who will rule, how they will rule, how they will make the law and order, how they will make, right? So it was done by the people, right? Means we are the people, we has to be ruled, and by whom we will rule. It means that instead of a government, a people are appointed, right? Government is like a what? King. But when king is there, somebody should be appointed to maintain the law and order. Are you getting, children, what I am telling? See, now we can see different kinds of a people, like police may be there, civil servant are there, then security guards are there, then soldiers are there, and lawyers are there, right? Such categories are there. Then corporator you take, municipal officer you take, panchayat officer, right? All such division. Then this one you may take what? Civil servant exam, your DC, right? CEO, all such post you may heard, right? These are the people one who comes under public administration, right? In our post age, we have seen regarding how the king was ruled, in the sense that the king not only he was ruling, he will be guided and advised by the council of ministers, right? You may remember that we have seen in the post as well as the pre-Vedic period. It means that king was guided by the officers. So here also same, when the matter of administration comes, he need to be guided, or the division of a people is required to administer, because a country like India is very huge in population, right? So when the population is very huge, it required many people for a administration. Any 1 or 2 or 10 or 100 people is not required. It may require more than that, so that they should go in specific field and provide the justice and rule the people and go for the need of a people. For that sake it is important. Okay, now how it will administered. Now we understood that what is a public administration. So how they will going to be administered, and what are the division, and how they are going to be select, that we are going to be learn. So it was Luther Gulick. He explained the scope in the sense wide, the wings or the wideness of a public administration, or the area which public administration has been undertaken. So he is the first. Luther Gulick, he explained the scope of a public administration through the English letter. So he will give the English letter to explain the scope of a public administration. Is it clear, children? Luther Gulick, he explained the scope of a public administration through the English word, that was P O S D, POSD and COR and B. What does it stand for? So P, the first letter of a English letter P, start for planning. So you remember like this only, children, so that you can explain it. Okay. So P stand for planning, O stand for organization, S stand for staffing, D stand for direction, Co stand for coordination, R stand for reporting and B stand for budgeting. Okay. Now what does it mean? What does it contain? What does it contain? So first, suppose we will take a small example like our school day incident. Okay. Suppose we decided that we want to do the school day. Okay. We decided that we want to do a school day. First, what we will do before doing anything? First, we will do the planning. Right? Planning about what? How we will do and what day we will do it. How many members to be called and who to be called as a guest. Right? Regarding and what are the menu, lunch menu we have to do. Right? So these are the planning, we will do it. Same way in the public administration, before doing a public administration, proper planning is going to be done. Is it clear? So remember here, public administration in the sense together all the public administration we are not planning at a time. Right? As I told, public administration consists division in the work. Division in the sense somebody will make a law and somebody will implement and somebody will enact it. Like suppose how in the sense it like a goods, one goods you take, okay, somebody will produce it, okay, after producing the goods somebody else will give the final touch up to the goods, right, and after that somebody will pack it, okay, somebody will dispatch it, somebody will unload it and somebody will again take to shop and again that somebody will going to be sell it, right. These somebody sections is there, no children, that is the process, right. Like even in administration means it not only consisted of any one division or any one sect of our administration, it consists of many, several. So when such divisions are there in public administration, so each division is required to be planning. Okay. Now even I can tell that, assume that in your school there are 4 or 5 section of a people. Okay. When there are the 4 section of a people and one day we plan. Okay. We plan to take you people to the Manipal anatomy section to show the museum and anatomy and all. Right. So at the time we cannot take all the 5 sections together in a one vehicle. Can we take? No. So there we required the proper planning. What was the planning? That okay, this time, that was 9:30 to 11. Okay, 9:30 to 11 we will give to section A. Okay, and 50 member or a 40 member in a one bus. And after that we will take you there, then another bus will arrive. So for them we will give the timing that 10 to 10:30 to the museum. One class we will take to another anatomy, one we will take to museum. Like that we will plan and we will take. Why? So that where we will keep it in mind that while planning, I am telling planning, we should not waste the time, right? At the same time, we are look after the security of the student or the safety of the student and the area to be covered. We should not or we cannot do the hurry burry, go fast and come. We cannot do it. Why we have took the children? So that they see the things, they understand, they analyze, right? So that we cannot do the hurry burry. So time is plenty time is given from 10 to 11. 1 hour is given to you. See, you observe the things. So here the same way in the means that when in the public administration there are many division in administration. So planning, it means that particularly each section planning will be done. In that section what is required and what is not required, that is going to be planned. Is it clear, children? Did you understood what planning is? Then the second one is organization. Organization in the sense, suppose you made a planning that in a one first division this kind of the work should be done. Okay, after doing that, who will do that? Planning you have done, right? Who will do that work? So that we have to do the organize. Organize in the sense collection of a people or the unit of a people, right? You will divide. You will make a organization or the division of a people or organization in the sense team A, team B, team C, like that you will divide. That team A member will do this work. So that team B will be help to team C to complete the work of the team D. So that final report team D can give to team A again, then the team A can give to the public citizen. Like so that in the work they will do the division. You may have seen in the bank, right? How in the bank one division was kept. One will take a check, right? One will give the cash, another will do the entry of a passbook, another will sit to receive an inquiry or doubts. Like the division was done. So in the same way, in the first administration, scope, it means that see how the working has been done of a public administration, children. So in the public administration, first planning they will do, then depending upon this planning, how the division of the work or the subdivision of the people has been done. Then after dividing, it will divide that there should be 5 subdivision. To do the one work, children, I required 5 subdivision of a people. Is it clear? And after that 5 subdivision in the sense, see, to do the one work, 5 subdivision is required. Okay. Now the thing is that staffing refer to out of this subdivision how many members should keep in each division. Is it clear? In 5 subdivision, how many members should be keep in each division? That is going to be planned, or that is going to be divided. Staffing in the sense, remaining, assume that here there is a 30 member, working 30 member. So in a one division there are again 5 subdivision. Understood here? One division. In that subdivision is 5 subdivision are there. This is a A division. Take it as a A division. Okay. Now I am doing a planning that in a A division there is a subdivision like a 5 subdivision are there, and for A division they are given 30 member. Okay. Another is there B division. For that they may are given 40 people. Okay. Division is not done. First we are doing only a division. So now I have to do the staffing. Staffing in the sense 30 member are there. How I should divide? Whether I can give it as a 5 member in each. If I do 5 member each, there will be 5 excess. The 5 member won't be get work. So what to do? either I will take a 5 member in each group or 6 I'll do, or if I take a 5, these extra 5 I will give to this section. If they want, they can use it. Or else I'll keep a 6 member to my each division. That is called as a staffing, means how we are dividing staff as per the planning. As per our organization required, we are dividing a staff. That is called as a staffing. We are planned, as per the planning we have done the organization. As per that organization we are took or we divided the existing staff. Then what is this D? D is direction. See, now I have done the planning, right? I have done the planning. As per that planning, I divided the 5 member of each group, and so my planning over, okay, organization over, staffing over. Then what is this directing, children? The name itself say directing. It means that for all this 5 division there will be a one head. Example, one head or one director, one person he will be there. Or okay, like this you take, okay. We have done the planning. As per the planning, one A division. In that A division, 5 subdivision are there, children. Right? Are you getting? So, in this division, for A division, one head is there. Okay? And for each 5 subdivision, each one head was there. Means main boss was there. These 5 are answerable to these one. Clear? These 5 boss are answerable to this one boss, and he was in charge of a division. Okay? And these 5 boss will assist and direct people, one who are working below these 5. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? So, these head was assist, direct what kind of the work should be done, how to do, and how, if the problem, how to get the solution, to whom they have to approach, everything he will be going to direct. If suppose anything went wrong, this first head, you won't ask these 5 members. The one who was head of the division, he will be asked, and he will be held responsible for section A, and section B head will be responsible for section second. Is it clear, children? That was a directing. So, I hope you are clear with planning, organization, staffing as well as the directing. Means how the work was divided among the different section of a work. Is it clear, children? So, in this manner or in this process, the work of a public administration was going to be held, or it going to be undertaken. Children, you may think that this is boring. But children, unfortunately, you are not directly in the class like regular classes. I am trying my best to give you to understand the point. Okay, so slowly you understand the classes. If not once, twice you repeat the class and see. And after watching the explanation or the example, you have to read the textbook once so that you can understand what is planning, what is organization, or what is the directing and staffing, so that you can connect the link with that. Okay, then the next one is coordination. What is a coordination? Coordination, here I told that here we have divided the people and one head we have made, and people are working below this head, right? So what is coordination? Coordination, it means that he required the people, one who working in each division, they should be coordinate to each other. Right? Coordination in the sense, suppose in your bench a people one who are there, they should be coordinate to each other. Coordination in the sense what? Whatever my problem that I have to tell you, or what are the goods we are observed that we have to tell, or we have to tell the improvement as well as the drawback, so that we can work for the betterment. Right? If suppose I am angry with person A and I will try to spoil his work, what will happen? There the cooperation has been spoiled. So it is not just our working atmosphere spoiled, children. In return, it affects the common people or the common citizen, because we are working for the sake of the public or the citizen, or we are working for the sake of a government, right? So in the work, cooperation should be there. Suppose it means that if somebody was absent today, right, and if his work is important, the absent person work is important, and if somebody tell me to do that work, just because he is absent, I have to do, because if his work is pending, then the next level work also get pending, right? I am not doing his personal work, we are doing their government work. So if I say that why I have to do his work, that is not my business, then what will happen? It will disturb the entire working structure, right children? So we should, with coordination, we have to do the each other work and we have to complement each other work, then only the work will go smooth. That is a coordination. And reporting in the sense what? Reporting in the sense, see now here I told that one division was made, for that division one head was made, right children? And this one, and again we select 5 head, okay, and below that 5 head, 5 members are kept to work, right? So these 5 members has to report to him, report to like this, okay, and these report together, they will submit to him and he will submit to division A head, okay. That is a reporting, means what work we have done and what is comes under us, or what the work comes in our section, that reporting we have to give to in charge one. That is the reporting. Then budgeting. See, budgeting in the sense, it is regarding about the money, okay. Suppose to do all this planning, to the pay the salary of these 5 or the 6, we need a money, right? It is correct that we are working for the sake of a government. It doesn't mean that we will work freely. Yes children, we have to get the money in form of the salary. So to the pay the salary of a people, how they will get the money, how they will collect the money, and what are the sources that we have, or the money saving of a government, that will be planned. Depending upon the money or the revenue which the government has, depending upon that it will make a plan. So that today we have only 10 rupees, so that we have to use only 8 rupees, remaining 2 rupees we have to keep for the sake of an emergency, right? And this all 8 rupees cannot spend in one section, because there are other section of a public administration also, they may also require. So we can use only 1 rupee for our unit, remaining 7 is required for 7 different units. Such planning, budgeting is required. So that is up to this Luther Gulick, POSD and Co-RD. He has short form he has given to remember these words. Okay children, and here main thing was done under the planning. Planning consists, while doing planning only we will decide that how it has to be organized, how it has to be staffing, and under that staffing who will be going to be direct and who has to provide the coordination, and the reporting who should produce and whom it should be produced, and what is the total amount we have and how to utilize that amount. So entire this all be done by planning. So I can say that P is a head, planning is a head, below the planning these organizations, staffing, directing, then the coordination and the reporting and the budgeting comes. So here the planning is a main thing in a public administration. Is it clear children? So I insist you to remember these terms as it is, so that you can remember and you can write and explain. Is it clear children? That is up to Luther Gulick words. Now Now we have seen that if we have a 30 members, we can make a division of a one section or two section, like that people we have, we will divide and we will assign them work. Is it clear, children? So we have a members, they are ready to work for public administration and I will assign them a work. Okay, that is a public administration. Now the thing is that on what basis we are going to select them, on what basis we can appoint them as a public servant. Can anyone we will take, or can we take them without any qualification or without any training? Can we take them like that? No, because see, a public administration referred to, it was something like responsible work, isn't it, children? Because see, we are not telling them to do our garden work, right? Or they are not our maid. They are the responsible of our government, or they are going to look after the life of a million people. So they are the responsible for the administration of the country. So it is must and should that before appointing or before staffing those people, the qualification as well as the training is required for the people, one who works under public administration. So now we are going to refer recruitment as well as the training. So first learn recruitment. What is recruitment? Recruitment is a one mark question. The process of a searching eligible candidate. It is a process of a searching eligible candidate for the civil service and motivating them to complete the civil service is called recruitment. So what is a recruitment? Recruitment is in the sense searching a right candidate. Okay, it is not only selecting a right candidate, but also after selecting those right candidate, we have to motivate. Motivate in the sense, we have both physically, mentally, we have to make that person fit to serve for the country, for the sake of the country. We have to train them, and that is called as a civil service. What do you mean by civil service? We are the civilian, citizen, right? So a person, one who was recruited, he was going to the work of a civil service. He was called as a civil servant. Is it clear, children? A person, one who was selected to work under public administration, they were called as a civil servant. They are selected through the civil service examination, and that process was called as a recruitment. What is a recruitment? Recruitment referred to selecting a right person. After selecting a right person, we are going to train them both physically and mentally to serve for a civil service. Who are the civil service? Civil service in the sense a people like us, citizen. A person, one who going to serve. He was like going to serve a citizen. Is it clear? So that was a recruitment. Recruitment in the sense not just you will appoint or you will apply for the job and you are selected. That is not a recruitment. Recruitment in the sense before applying for a civil service, you should be complete certain qualification. It may be your physical qualification or your education qualification, children. You should be fulfill those qualifications. After fulfilling these qualifications, you will be appointed as a civil servant. Okay, and through the examination you will be selected and you will be appointed for the civil service examination. It is a lengthy process. Okay, children, that I am going to continue in the next class. Remaining part I will continue in the next class, children. Till then, read the lesson and take care.